Achoo! 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 Darn allergies. Good morning, Alan. Going to give everybody a little update here on my plans for today. I plan on doing this every morning during this journey, so this will pretty much give everybody a good feel and idea for where I'm going, what I'm doing for the day. So once we get a few more folks on here, we'll take care of that. Now, Richard, while you're on, just wanted to mention that we are having some issues with the activity map. My location not showing, even though I'm connected on GPS and connected on Spotter Network. If you could just kind of maybe look into that if you get a chance, I'd appreciate it. Also, send me some specific directions via text or email, something I can refer back to on how to set the barometer. Since it's still set at sea level on the Davis, that would be appreciated. All right, folks, we got enough folks on here now, so I'll go ahead and just kind of give everybody an idea of what we're doing for today. We're live streaming right now on YouTube, so if you go to stormscapelive.tv, immediately the live stream will show up, but we won't be on YouTube long. Probably be switching over to Ustream quite often, so you're always going to want to check the Ustream tab. If you don't see me on the YouTube, if you go to my page and I'm not there, click on Mike Phelps Ustream, and chances are we're there. We have a little more freedom on Ustream to play a little more music and do things like that. So I'll oftentimes stream on Ustream because it's a little bit less restrictive. So if you can't find me, when you come to the site immediately, then just go ahead and click on the Ustream. I know a lot of folks were kind of confused by that yesterday, so I wanted to make that clear today. We're going to head over to Greensburg, Kansas, head west today. We're starting out in Wichita, and we're going to head out toward Greensburg, do a little tour of Greensburg. I always try to stop there a couple of times a year to kind of see the progress of that town that was decimated by a tornado, I believe back in 2007, an F5, EF5. So, it's recovered quite a bit, but they still have a long ways to go. So we'll stop in Greensburg, check that out for a little while this morning. That'll be in a couple of hours. And then later on this afternoon, we should make it out to Colorado Springs. And I hope to end the day streaming the Garden of the Gods, which is an amazing rock feature there in Colorado Springs. Now, between here and there could be some isolated thunderstorms that develop along the dry line out in far eastern Colorado and western Kansas this afternoon. Some good storms up around Rapid City and that area, but that's too far away, and that's kind of not where I'm headed today. But there'll be some isolated cells, and we might check those out. They can always be a little interesting in eastern Colorado along a boundary. You never know when there might be a land spout or something. So if we see any of those storms on our way out to Colorado today, we'll check them out. Otherwise, we will head to straight to Colorado Springs after Greensburg and stream the Garden of the Gods. Now, where my location is right now is rather interesting. I want to get outside and give you guys a little story here. We're looking at a park here. It's Leon Robinson Park here in the south part of Wichita that actually used to be my elementary school that I went to school at when I was a kid, and it's now a park. And the reason it's a park is because up here. Give you guys a look at what we've done. Pretty ingenious little design. Richard came up with it. This is just a cutting board, one of those plastic cutting boards, and we've got magnets, 100-pound magnets that are attached to the cutting board. This thing isn't going anywhere. It is securely mounted on the vehicle, and this thing right here is actually a satellite. So if you get like Dish TV or whatever, it's what your satellite is mounted to. It's the base for your satellite. So we took that, attached it to the cutting board, put Davis on there, and it is a solid design to keep your weather station on your vehicle. And again, the ingenious mind of Richard Llewellyn came up with that. I threw a couple of ideas in there, but it was mainly design. All right. Stream. Again, we are streaming live on StormscapeLive.tv. Should stream for a few hours this morning, probably take a break early afternoon, and then if storms fire out in western Kansas, we'll fire it back up, and then later on this evening, again, we'll be streaming from Colorado Springs, the Garden of the Gods. See y'all on the live stream, everybody. StormscapeLive.tv. If you don't see me there, check out StormscapeLive.tv/Ustream. And that will get you my Ustream stream, or also you can click the tab up at the top. Take care, everybody. That hooked up here. Plug my phone in. I got my phone charger. The only issue I do not have fixed yet is the windshield washer. I'm going to get that hooked up again. They apparently disconnected that when they were putting the wrap on and never connected it back. But that's a minor issue right now. All right, let me get my chat up here. Let me know if you're seeing and hearing me okay, and we will take off and head to Greensburg. no access to 135, road closed. Alright. We'll take this route. I swear they've done nothing on most of the roads in Wichita. They look exactly like they did 30 years ago. Same potholes, same cracks in the road. I mean, they literally look, they've done nothing. And the roads are just getting worse and worse and worse. So you have all the same issues you had 30 years ago, plus a dozen more. They just don't do, they do bridge work here, and occasionally they'll do work on the major roads. Like, they spend all their money on the flyover in Kellogg, US 54, and some other little projects around town, and they don't do anything at all to the side roads. And these aren't even real, so these are pretty major roads here, so just ridiculous. Hey, Leah, glad you could join us today. Getting a little earlier start for folks. So, I know y'all are getting ready to head off to bed there in Australia, so catch me now, and then when you get up, hopefully we'll be out in Colorado Springs, and you can see round 2 with Garden of the Gods. Tomorrow we head into the mountains. Today we're just going to base ourselves out of Colorado Springs, and then tomorrow is when we get deep into the mountains, and that's when live streaming will become rather challenging. So enjoy today, because after today it might be a little difficult to get a live stream out. But I will take a lot of pictures and share those with everybody. But Saturday and Sunday could be interesting. A little snow in the mountains, beautiful aspen fall foliage with that dusting of snow on the mountain. Mountains should be make for some really nice photo ops. So really looking forward to that. Yes, Thomas, I got your message. What's the crack? Hey Dale, good to see you again today. Hi Bill. Sylvia, good to see you. Al. Good morning, Dance. I heard about that. Yes. A friend of mine I worked with at the school that I taught at, she grew up in Utah, and so she was quick to give me information about that yesterday. That's interesting. Darryl Strawberry, remember him? The baseball player. He's going to be speaking at that church that we just passed, I think this weekend. Good morning, Tim. Good to be streaming a little bit this morning, yes. Nice to be back in the saddle again. Good luck on your new job, Dale. I'm sure it'll be a wonderful experience for you. Darren, good morning. Another one of our fine Australian viewers. Appreciate you tuning in before you hit the sack. For those who are interested in seeing the tour of Greensburg, that is still about an hour and a half away. So if you have something to do, places to go, want to take a nap, go eat dinner, have breakfast, eat lunch, you have time. It'll just be a bunch of driving and one gas fill up between here and there, so you won't miss much. Who knows what we'll talk about, though, and who knows what kind of music we'll play. So that's always interesting. Hello, Rhonda. Scrambled eggs. I had that for breakfast this morning. That and biscuits and gravy. Yummy. We are in Wichita, Kansas this morning. Driving westbound on Kellogg, which is US 54, the major east-west route through the city. And we are on the west side of town right now. Over to my right is Town West Mall. Off to the left is the airport. Or actually, some of the roads and businesses on the outskirts of the airport. We're crossing a feature called the Big Ditch, as it's known in Wichita. That was the flood control ditch that was built by, I think, back in the 1950s or 60s. And it basically protects Wichita from flooding on the Arkansas River, which was a huge issue prior to the building of that big ditch. But now that overflow from the river goes into that, and it protects the city from major flooding. We get a lot of urban flooding in Wichita, but we never get the river flooding that happened, prior to the big ditch being built. So that was quite an engineering feat, building that over several years, and it has saved hundreds of millions of dollars in damages. So. Little Wichita history for you. Well, that's true. They do maintain the roads in Atlanta, but they don't do that here. So, yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword. At least the roads are nice and smooth in Atlanta, and but it does kind of delay things a little bit getting around. Now, this is a nice smooth stretch of 54 here. This has been repaved recently. This is part of the major road construction project that they've been working on for probably the past 10 years here in Wichita, is improving US 54 here. You used to have to stop at stoplight after stoplight after stoplight along a major US highway, and they've basically elevated the highway over all of those intersections that you used to have to stop at. So you can now pretty much drive from east to west on 54 through Wichita and not have to stop, which is nice. Yeah, Wichita, here's the deal with Wichita. They pump all their money into single projects. They don't spread it out over many projects. They pick one major single project, like revitalizing the downtown, Kellogg flyover, the canal route, which is I-35 north-south, the major north-south route through town. They pump a lot of money into those, and then they don't really do a whole lot with, other things. Up here on the right is the cemetery that my mom and dad are buried in. Rest Haven Cemetery. It's the major cemetery in Wichita. Thank you, Leah. Appreciate that. Alright folks, I'm going to switch over to Ustream, so click on the Mike Phelps Ustream tab, or simply go to stormscapelive.tv/Ustream. Let me know if you see me up on Ustream. Right now I'm streaming on both, but once we're up on Ustream and everybody's there, I'll make the switch. I'll turn YouTube off and we will be on Ustream exclusively until we get to Greensburg, and then we'll switch back to YouTube, since that is a event that we will be covering. When we're just driving and listening to music and just hanging out, typically I'm on Ustream because we're able to play music and everything. You can't do that on YouTube. They'll boot you. They'll boot you pretty quick, and they will ban you for life. So we definitely don't want that to happen.